I put Sifan Hassan. I think she could be incredibly important. Obviously, the decision about which races she runs will be fun for track nerds like us, but also she's still at the orbit of the Salazar issue.
I think that's fading or going. I mean, where do you see
Depends what happens in March.
Yeah,
Depends what happens in March with the ruling, and that could be very interesting and go a bunch of different ways. But, I mean, she's interesting, right? She trains in the United States with the United States group. She's represents the Netherlands and was born in Ethiopia.
Yeah.
So it's like 3 continents there.
Fits her perfectly. If she could, she'd run 3 events probably.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I just think she's gonna. When you look at distance runners, maybe Bridget Kosgei of Kenya because the marathon is so important, but I don't think she's gonna run faster than 2:14. I think just because of what Hassan is doing on the track, but also the media like storm around her. Maybe not even in the United States. If we're talking globally, will be a really big story about what.
Explain your decision maybe to choose Hassan over, if we're talking just female specifically, over somebody like Muhammad or Sydney McLaughlin.
Well, they would also be on my list, but the problem is you got to put both. I feel like you got to put both of them on there because
they're a package deal.
And here's the scenario too, right? Like, what happens early season? Say before the Olympics, one of them breaks the world record. What if both of them go under the world record, right? Then that event becomes nuts. Now it's never going to get Dan versus Dave, right? Level of like marketing, because I don't think you're going to have, well, that was like a shoe company thing, which they're in different shoe companies, so that's not going to happen. But that is one of the few events that there's a possibility something happens on the track that's so big that it really torpedoes and launches itself into the actual Olympics itself, right? Like on the American side.
Yeah.
Like in the 100 and the 200, like there's not as much potential for that. Yeah, there'll be crazy stories and there'll be upsets and there'll be people we never heard of, but McLaughlin and Muhammad, I mean, I don't know if this will happen, but say they race even 2 or 3 times. Maybe they don't break the world record. Maybe that doesn't happen, but they trade wins. And there's really close races and it just amps up and amps up. I think that's going to be, to answer your question, I would put them in there as well.
Yeah,
it's just hard to
choose
to choose a person because it's so much of that is the event
in
and of itself.
I get that.